Resident Evil.
Hello everyone, my name is Carcinogen, and this is Resident Evil Code Veronica. No save, no damage. I'm just kidding, it's got saves. It's got saves, unfortunately. I know you guys have been waiting for the disc 2 of No Damage for a long time, but unfortunately other things kind of caught up, and I just haven't been able to really work on this as diligently as I would have liked to, so I haven't completed this without, I haven't completed disc 2 without saving. So we gotta continue from here. Like so.
Oh. Hey, wake up, Steve.
Oh. Oh. We're still alive.
Thanks.
Oh, plane's trashed. Well, let's split up and find another way off this oversized freezer.
Right.
Okay, let's do it.
So we're coming off of this directly at the end of Code Veronica Disc 1 No Damage. We still have our grenade launcher equipped from last time. Going through these moths here, though, we're going to equip the custom handgun, because these moths respawn in this room literally every time you pass through it, and you have no choice but to shoot them every time. You have to listen for the little squishy sound they make whenever you hit them. It's a nice wet squish. There's also some shotgun shells in that locker there, which are kind of useful for Chris later. But zombies are, zombies continue to remain quite random in Code Veronica, pretty much no matter what you do. So the only way to guarantee avoiding damage against zombies is to just shoot them. I take a line through these spiders, but there actually is a better strategy for getting through these spiders. After picking up the barcode sticker, if you slide off to the left, then there's actually a spot where you can fire grenades and kill both the spiders, even if you blow off their abdomens. They still won't be able to hit you. But in this instance, in this particular instance, I just dodge right through them. The semi-auto handgun, or the burst fire handgun, is actually a lot more useful for this section of the game, At this point, we're trying to just conserve as much ammo as we can. Because on disc 2, Chris is going to have to get the grenade launcher and the bowgun with explosive arrows. Which still remain the strongest weapons in the game. Next section over here, we have to examine this valve thingamajigger, which is really just the cutoff for some poison gas. But you have to examine it no matter what, because you need it in order to determine the shape of the valve handle cut later. Handgun bullets are straight hit scan, so just aiming down, the game will deviate a little bit from a straight line in order to be able to hit enemies. It's one of the nice things about the hit detection and tracking in this game. Now that we've turned on the light, go ahead and exit and complete the rest of the area. But not before we hit the switch over here, send the Magnum into the weapons depot, and then pull this lever here to send the BOW gas that we put the label on into the other room so that we can get the gas mask. So some of you might have noticed that in the room with the spiders, there is a spider sitting under the grate that you can't hit, but you can shoot the other two. The gas that is flooding this room is the BOW gas, or the P epsilon gas from Resident Evil 2. A document in Resident Evil 2 says that prolonged exposure to bioorganic weapons causes them to mutate. So the spider that is under the grate gets exposed to the gas and actually becomes the giant spider that we have to fight later. Trying to fire at off-screen moths is quite difficult and quite infuriating. Well, that was a little preemptive. So, just gonna drop everything that Chris is going to use later, including the shotgun shells. So same as before, we're just going to stand in place and pick off whatever moth gets auto-aimed at. The room at the top of the stairs we can visit later as Chris. It's better to visit it later as Chris because we don't actually need the flaming bowgun bolts quite so soon.
It looks like there's an Australian observation base about 7 miles away from here. That should be our target.
Then if we can break through the wall with that digging vehicle, we might have a chance.
Okay, let's do it!
Steve, watch out!
No! It's toxic gas!
Come on!
It's all my fault.
Don't say that. Listen to me. We'll escape from here. Together. Come on. We've got to shut off the gas. If we split up, we'll have a better chance of stopping it.
Okay.
Steve! Don't forget. We'll get out of here. Together.
Not too terribly much going on in this section, though. As you can see, just picking up bullets for the sake of it. The first save is coming up very soon. Trying to snipe these guys off screen. It's not so easy because they have to get pretty close for you to be able to shoot them from the top of the stairs. But you have to kind of wait for the moths to, like, perch before you can shoot them. That doesn't count as damage, by the way. It's just an annoying I'm gonna get on your back and not cause damage thing. My ruling for no damage is as long as I take 0 points of damage from it. It is acceptable. I'm a little worried about this audio. I hope it's not desyncing. It's a little bit delayed.
We're safe now. Big again, Claire.
I shall enjoy watching you shriek in agony.
Not this time!
You guys!
What was that?
So right about here is where we're going to return to the save room. We're not going to pick up the sniper rifle just yet. Sniper rifle bad, because sniper rifle will teleport us directly to the boss. I actually made this save over here, truthfully, so that I could practice Nosferatu. Because Nosferatu is actually really, really hard to kill with a sniper rifle on the original Dreamcast version. I think that there might be... some corrections made in the HD version, so the aiming is kind of different.
Resident Evil.
Oh, I guess the audio came right back on sync. That's weird. Suppose I can start getting away with big, long, segmented runs like this, hopefully. But once again, trying to get the drop on these moths before they start flying around. Once they start flying around, it's going to be a lot tougher to avoid damage. But at this point, we're going to grab the sniper rifle. The fight with
What are you doing? Let's go!
Alexander Nosferatu is
Are you ready? I'm gonna bust through that wall.
Go for it!
A tough and rather technically complicated one.
Right. Claire, maybe we can escape through there.
Come on, let's go!
So the best way that I can describe this fight
Claire, come on. Finally, we can get out of this insane place.
is that you have to really know Nosferatu's animations.
Okay, let's go!
Come on, let's go. What, are you scared?
For the first part of the fight, I run forward and then wait for him to complete a walk cycle. He starts the fight in the middle of a walk cycle. But knowing like his walk cycles, and it's generally like 2 or 3 footsteps before he goes into an attack, is the way Nosferatu's AI works.
Steve!
But if you're able to time it correctly, then you have like about a 3 or 4 frame window to
Hold on.
press left
Wait for that monster and come back.
and shoot,
Claire,
basically reacting
get
to
him
like
over
his
here.
3rd footstep.
Run!
It's a little tough, but anyway, so run down, run forward, trying to get him to grab, actually, because that's what we want. You have to get close enough for him to want to grab. Actually did not mean for that fight to go out this way. Oh, this is an older strat, jeez. No wonder it looks so weird.
Steve!
My bad, guys.
Are you all right?
Claire! You're alive!
But the best way that I can describe what happened there is, I waited for him to wind up his
I'm
melee
sorry.
attack.
I failed you.
I apologize for talking during cutscenes,
Don't
but there would be no
worry
other
about
place to
it.
explain
Let's
this.
go.
But yeah, so Nosferatu just kind of winds up, and you have to shoot him like halfway through his wind-up animation, otherwise his
I
hitbox
swear I'll protect you next time, Claire.
will be blocked off and you won't be able to hit him. It seems to project forward a little bit, but not far enough.
We did it! We're finally out!
Look! There's a snowmobile over there!
Perfect! We'll be able to ride right over to the Australian base with this.
Yeah! Let's go!
I won't forget about this, Claire. Alexia. Alexia, you're finally awake. Alexia.
What is that?
Following up on a lead given to me by Leon has brought me here. Don't worry, Claire. I'm coming to save you.
So now that we're in control of Chris,
I didn't expect to find another living person left on this island. Who are you?
I came here looking for a certain girl.
A girl?
Have you seen anyone named Claire Redfield?
Did you just say Claire?
You know who she is, don't you?
Don't worry about her.
that is the most threatening hand on the shoulder, by the
To
way.
escape. Several planes took off from this island not long ago. While I can't say for certain, she was probably on one of them.
I see. I guess my sister owes you. Thanks for helping me.
Everyone's gone. I may be the only other person left. Go on. Follow your sister and get off this island.
I must save him. Dude, he's probably like halfway down that fucking worm's digestive tract right now. You're crazy. I think there's an ink ribbon around here somewhere.
Resident Evil.
So segment number 3, we're gonna fight the worm. The worm actually only takes 4 explosive bowgun bolts to kill, but the trick with the worm is the worm's body has to be all the way out of the ground and it has to be shrieking. That's the only time that its death animation will play. So I usually move to the center of the room. And we got the one cycle, which is like the best you could possibly do against that worm. It's really easy, you just gotta wait and then spam arrows.
Hold on! Don't give up!
Looks like I can meet my family again. Here. Take this.
What?
She gave this to me as a token of thanks for saving her. I won't need it anymore. Take it.
Shouldn't be any more cutscenes for a while. But anywhoozin', now that we have the lighter, we're going to use it to get the dual submachine guns, which are going to be necessary for passing the section with all of the ants later. So all the gravestones on the walls are actually all of Rodrigo's ancestors. It would seem that the Ashfords came to Rockford Island a long time ago and either killed off or enslaved most of his family. Kind of difficult to say, but that is what is implied. On the PS4 version of the game, which came out since I recorded the commentary for Disc 1, there's actually a whole multitude of achievements that I didn't really cover, that I will cover in a PS4 kill-all playthrough later. But in the meanwhile, we got the bowgun with explosive bolts, the grenade launcher with acid rounds, regular grenade rounds, and flame rounds. The flame rounds kill Bandersnatches in one shot, which is kind of why I saved them up to this point. Because even though there aren't very many Bandersnatches, actually, you can just straight up run around this guy if you just hold up, but I shot him because I wasn't actually aware of that fact until after I recorded this. Excuse me. I gotta consider investing in a cough button or something. Because we have the grenade rounds to spare, I'm just using them against whatever zombies I come across in the meantime, until we pick up the shotgun. But yeah, with the room with the spiders, you generally shouldn't have to worry about getting hit as long as you hold up and hug the interior wall. The spiders will just avoid you. So I would say that using the ammo is not worth it.
Who is that?
The queen was feared.
Alexia? No! She's already fully awake. Chris, you're here?
Chris, I'm sending some company to keep you entertained. Consider this a small welcoming gift from me. Enjoy.
So that cutscene is actually the very first time you encounter Wesker, or it is implied that Wesker is coming back. If you play the original Dreamcast version of the game, and you've never played Code Veronica X, you can see like the camera angle just obscures his face, which it doesn't when Wesker appears on Disc 1 of Code Veronica X. So we're going to the B1 level first. We have to go pick up the Clement Alpha and also the doorknob so that we can go to the second floor and grab the tank object. But we're going to grab the Clement first, because if we grab the doorknob, then we will encounter a sweeper in this mini laboratory over here. It's kind of difficult to determine what kind of experimentation was going on in here, but given that this is a military training facility, it is possible that some of the soldiers at Rockford Island had actual combat experience against BOWs, especially since a lot of them can be found in stasis throughout the training facility. The easiest way to deal with these guys is to obviously fire grenades on them as fast as possible, because grenades kill hunters in one shot, and even if they don't, the knockback time is long enough for you to be able to follow up with another grenade shot. Excuse me, I burped in my mouth a little bit. The zombies are actually very easy to dodge, which is why I just do it. But it's probably just as well to go ahead and shoot them. So now that we have the tank object, we're going to go to B1 so that we can get the turntable key and head to the ground level. I usually like to get the side pack on my way back because then it puts that little camera, the seeker up there, in a more favorable position for me to run around. It won't really matter too much if I get spotted by the seeker because the hunter will spawn out the door that I had just come out. So he won't be cutting me off, nor will I be returning to that area anyway. Come on, Carcy, you can do it. Hit the first floor button. Usually best to wait to move until the camera is done trying to spot you. Old Metal Gear Chris Redfield over here. So now that we've taken the secret passage note, sorry, turntable key. I'm a little hungry, just a tad. I actually just came off of recording a new personal best in Code Veronica on PS3, so I'll be uploading that very soon as well, just to make up for the amount of time that it took me to actually get the part 2 of this commentary out. I'm kind of realizing that people generally don't mind too much that I wasn't able to complete this no save, no damage. But I'll probably get around to doing it at some point. The actual no save. The no save version of this, just for the challenge. So for this section, we pull out the red drawer, the green drawer, the blue drawer, then the brown drawer, in order to get the Luger replica, which will unlock Steve in the battle game. But I decided to save the game here so that we won't like accidentally game over on the Bandersnatch or something. And by game over, I mean take a hit on the Bandersnatch. I just wanted to practice this section as well. And it paid off because I actually learned some backup strats for Bandersnatch. Bandersnatch recovers very fast. So in general, your 2 best options are going to be either the grenade launcher if you hit him on the right frame and it straight up kills him, or you use the shotgun to stun lock him. The catch with the shotgun is it takes a lot of bullets though.
Resident Evil.
Pretty sure we can get away with 1 inventory slot here. As is tradition, I'm recording this commentary live in front of the rest of my Twitch chat, but I decided to give Twitch chat a little bit of a challenge and that is to try and make me laugh. We only have to aim at hip height to decapitate that zombie, by the way.
Long time no see, Chris.
Wesker? Is still alive? What are you doing here?
I came for Alexia.
Who?
An organization hired me to capture her.
Wait, you attacked the island. And my sister.
You have no idea how much I hate you. You destroyed my plans, so now I've sold my soul to a new organization. Now, die. Here's a little secret, Chris. I figured out that your sister is now in the Antarctic with Alexia. It's too bad you won't be seeing her again.
Alexia?
So in order to eliminate randomness from this fight, I skipped this cutscene on the last few frames. So as you get further and further away, the shotgun does slightly less and less damage, but being able to stun lock a Bandersnatch with all the bullshit ways that it can hit you, I think the trade-off of all that ammo on that one Bandersnatch is worth it just to avoid the damage. But let's just put it this way. I will go through all sorts of lengths to avoid damage in this game. By pushing this box over here, we can grab the explosive arrow powder sitting at the top. Normally what I would do with those hunters is I would shoot them, but those particular hunters are very, very fast, and your recovery time between grenade launcher shots is not fast enough. So what I do instead is I hold up and right, and then I hug the shutter, because then the hunter that is pursuing me is forced to turn to the left a little bit, and it consequently interrupts his attack pattern, so he won't actually hit me. Next up, this guy is going to ambush you as soon as you get out the door. It'll only take a max of 2 grenades to take him out. This puzzle over here, you have to fill up the oil so that it equals 7 liters. There's multiple ways to solve it. The way that you're actually supposed to do it is by hitting 3, 3, 5 in order to leave the one that says 5 with 4 gallons left, so that you can then hit 3 and then 4 in order to make 7 on the next cycle. So by lowering the bridge, we can cross it in order to get the proofs, which were put in before Claire got on the plane. Safest thing to do over here is to just start firing immediately. Give this dude a mohawk. Look at that. The center of Chris Redfield's stance when firing the bowgun is a lot higher, but he fires the bowgun super fast. So these zombies over here are called Wesker Subordinates. Basically, they are all, oh, give me a break. Basically, they are all Wesker's soldiers from the HCF who were all infected with the T-virus and became zombies, and then were strapped with suicide bombs. We don't need to worry about shooting this hunter over here, by the way. As long as we stay behind him, he should never see us. Before heading back to the training facility, to go to the Elven Oeid boss fight, putting away the bowgun and the bowgun bolts will allow us to pick up the submachine gun. Similarly with the hunters from when we passed through this area before, they will be replaced with sweepers. But in the case of sweepers, you have to take a very specific line around them. All you have to do is run, but you have to run the long way around. As long as you run that specific line, they won't jump after you, nor will they hit you. There is another line that speedrunners take, but I don't recommend it for no damage. Because you'll probably get hit by the second sweeper if you do it wrong. Wow, those flame rounds are actually a lot slower than I expected. It's actually really, really easy to miss with projectile-based weapons in Code Veronica. We're still going to be saving the, submachine guns for the ants and possibly some zombies later. Ooh, that was really close. I actually meant to shoot that one because I was expecting him to be on the right side, but he just kind of lunged at me. The acid rounds aren't useful for too terribly much left in the run, so best thing to do is to use them on lesser enemies like zombies. You could actually avoid that hunter by just straight up running forward and going through the door both ways. Or you can just hold R1 while you're going through the door and shoot him whenever you load. Personally, I chose the latter. Now that we have the proofs and both of the chemicals needed to dissolve the eagle plate, we're going to equip the grenade launcher here. For the express purpose of getting around spiders. There's gonna be more grenade rounds in a second. It generally only takes 2 grenades to take down these spiders, but it'll take 3 if you blow off the abdomen, in which case all that's left is just 8 legs running around. They become more mobile, and they can also give you great big hugs. But on the bright side, whenever you blow up the rest of it, its limbs go flying everywhere. It's pretty sweet. Almost got spat on there. I didn't want to chance it because I actually don't know if you can cancel a spider out of its acid spit attack by shooting it with a grenade. I don't think you can. But whenever it raises its legs and it's just sitting there in place, then it's about to spit acid. So my reaction was just to run the other way and dodge the spit and come back after it and destroy it. For the Elven Oeid, we have the submachine guns for this fight. You won't actually need to jump in the water. All you have to do is just chase it around and then just try to let it hit a wall because it's just going to bounce around everywhere. It just kind of decides where it wants to go. So generally, as long as you stay on the left-hand side of the pool, let the Elven Oeid come to you and start shooting. What am I doing going over that way? I know he's gonna come back that way. Should have known better. I guess I expected him to swim a lot faster. Half the time when I'm moving around in this fight, I'm not really like looking at him. But I probably also wasn't aware of which animations are attributed towards him swimming faster or not. This was a pretty quick fight though. We managed to do it with only 14% ammo used, which is quite rare. So the next step is to head all the way back to B1, grab the shotgun, and then climb up the ladder. And then we'll be able to use the gold halberd to get out. I do apologize for the darkness of the video, though. I was experimenting with a different capture setup since the last video. So I'm recording directly with an RGB capture card instead of over a FrameMeister.
Hold on, Claire. I'll save you.
So in case you were wondering, where the fuck did Chris Redfield learn to fly a jet? Before Chris joined the Raccoon City Stars team, he was actually in the Air Force, where he was dishonorably discharged for insubordination. Wherein said insubordination was rescuing his teammate. Trying to get as close to these guys as I can without them trying to hit me. They're basically like proximity mines that won't go away until you hit them or kill them. So the paperweight there. We now have the paperweight. And then gonna save the game here. Disc 2 is a pretty big pain in the ass to do without taking a single hit, which is why I make so many saves. Dropping the acid rounds, getting the shotgun shells and the fire extinguisher. We need the fire extinguisher in order to be able to get the Magnum later. But there's several things that I needed to practice in this area here. First up is the zombies coming out of the ice. And the second one is avoiding the cameras in the S-shaped hallway. If you go into the room next to the stairs, there's grenade rounds and more explosive bowgun powder. But you'll have to fight 5 zombies on the way out, which is fine. I mean, you'll have the shotgun. Grabbing the octa valve handle will trigger the zombies to wake up here. You either have to do a very specific dodge pattern, or you can try this, which is a little tough, but it's the second most consistent way I've found to get around these guys. But by holding R1, we can decapitate this guy. Actually, we probably don't even need to decapitate him, but you can stun him and walk around him.
Here?
So in order to get around this camera, you have to basically mash the run button and hold up and left, but of course we got spotted, so we're gonna switch over to the grenade launcher to kill this hunter. We're gonna wait for him to come to us. Say goodnight. In order to access the next area, we have to use the valve handle here and turn on the power. And while the power is on, we need to also pick up the object that we attached to the end of the valve handle to turn it into a square crank again, which is quite confusing, I must say. Generally, as long as you stand your ground and hold up, you can blow their heads off at a medium distance. I would say that the conical arc of the shotgun's spread is about, I want to say about 35 degrees. If that helps with timing for headshots. Just like envision a cone coming out of the shotgun. And the arc is about 35 degrees. But consequently, that also means that you can decapitate zombies from a long-range distance as well if you slide your aim upward mid-shot. Which I believe is a mechanic that is unique to Resident Evil Code Veronica. the next section here, we're going to shoot as many of these ants as we can before we no longer hear the squish. Because we need to take them all out while they're in front of us, so that way we don't get hit after this cutscene is done. It's a forced cutscene, wherein we're just wandering on top of these ants otherwise. So, one thing I realized... By the way, we're just gonna keep squashing these ants. You gotta keep listening for the squish. And you don't move until you stop hearing squishes whenever you fire like 5 shots. Or if you see there's no more ants. But I wouldn't trust sight. I'll get back to what I was about to say in a second. The solution to this is the double A symbol, the crown, the heart, and the spade. And then we just put the paperweight in there. It's a pretty silly puzzle. So, a little lore thing I just realized. If any of you ever had any doubts that the Ashford twins were incestuous, I realized maybe midway through this commentary that Alexia likens herself to a queen ant, and Alfred is likened to a soldier ant, not like a king or anything like that. So consequently, what did the soldier ants do to the queen to propagate their species? Yeah, no, think about that. On the way out, we need to shut off the power. Shutting off the power will disable the tiger statue from moving, but it also disables the automatic doors on this entire level. So in doing so, we have to wait a little while until after the Alexia boss fight to come back and get those. The jewels that were in the tiger's eyes. But next up we're going to get the Magnum. We can do that by pressing this switch over here. And then refilling the fire extinguisher on it. If you ever wondered why the fire extinguisher never got discarded immediately at the start of the game, this is why. What actually would have been pretty cool is if you could use the fire extinguisher during the Alexia fight. That would have actually been a pretty little neato mechanic. Have to, like, put out fires when fighting her. Though in practice it might actually be quite tedious. We need the Magnum specifically for the Alexia fight, speaking of, because while the grenade launcher kills Alexia the fastest, there is a 75% chance that you will take damage with the grenade launcher. Whereas the recovery time with the Magnum is significantly faster, so you can basically stick and move with Alexia. Taking the crane key. And as you can see, it also just totally annihilates sweepers.
Who could have done this? Alexia.
That is how I dispose of insignificant bugs, said the spider to the fly. How do you wish to die?
I feel like I've heard Alexia act in more than one children's cartoon. So anyway, hugging the outer wall, and I mean really hugging the outer wall, will allow you to avoid the melee attacks from the spider, which could knock you over. After picking up the Alexander's Pierce, what you're going to do is you're going to try to lure him a little bit more towards you and just like run the opposite direction. Should be able to get around it without taking a single hit. For this sweeper over here, I hug a corner and then I press the R1 button to raise my gun and then start mashing L1 to wait until he moves around the corner. By staying in that particular spot, the sweeper will not jump attack, so you can basically hit him the second you lock onto him. I'm always extra careful with Code Veronica guns because Code Veronica guns generally don't have very good tracking compared to other Resident Evil games. So in doing so, I'm able to just wait until he's running a straight line towards me and then I can just shoot him. The grenade launcher shouldn't be necessary throughout the rest of the run. Really, nor are the other Magnum bullets, but I still got the other Magnum bullets in case something went wrong during the Alexia fight and I missed a shot or two. But I put this save over here because there's actually a lot of spots where you are highly likely to take damage.
Resident Evil.
running away from Steve is a little bit RNG. And Alexia is pretty easy to not take damage as long as you use the Magnum and you don't just stand in one spot. But towards mid-late game, there's a lot of bullshit hits that can happen.
Claire.
Chris! I missed you so much.
I know. But we have to get out of here.
Not yet. We have to find Steve.
Who's Steve?
He's a boy who escaped from that island with me. But then a monster attacked us and we got separated.
So that means Steve is still somewhere in this base?
I'm sure of it.
It's Alexia!
Alexia? There really is an Alexia?
It is almost time, you genetically inferior siblings.
After her! She might know where Steve is.
Let's go.
Yo, she just called us genetically inferior. That's not cool.
Chris!
No! Just go. I'll be fine.
But Chris!
You've got to save Steve. Go!
The only way to avoid damage against these tentacles is obviously to shoot them. In order to shoot this one though, this one is supposed to pop out in front of you and just hit you if you're not careful. So by hugging the interior wall, going around the corner a little bit, you can get it to pop out. I didn't trust that zombie there because Zombies love to spin around and just magnet grab you whenever they feel like it. I generally only get grabbed as a last resort because once you get grabbed, there's about a 25% chance you're going to get bit by default because of the instant bites. You can shake them off in a no damage run, but obviously never recommended.
Steve?
Oh, Claire.
No, I can't do it. Who did this to you?
That crazy woman told me she was gonna perform the same experiment on me that she did on her own father. She's completely insane.
What's wrong?
Claire! Can't breathe! Claire! Help me! Claire!
No, wait!
Well, there's no more crying baby sounds to be played now that Steve is a big hulking badass. So anyways, here's the strat for no damage for this section. Steve is going to raise his axe, and before he brings it down is when he has locked his trajectory, and when he does that, that's when we run behind him and then start hugging the chair. And then just kind of stay on the right side of that particular little passageway. Once you kind of wedge yourself between Steve and the chair, and then launch yourself out, Steve should run all the way around and give you enough distance to be able to escape.
Oh, Steve.
You're warm.
Steve, you've got to hang in there, okay? My brother's come to save us. We're getting out of here.
Your brother kept his promise. I'm sorry, I cannot.
What? What are you saying?
I'm glad that I met you.
He's dead, baby.
I love you, Claire.
Steve? Steve? Steve?
So this is an alternate version of the cutscene. This is completely different in Code Veronica X. But this is the original version of the cutscene. Wesker
At
gets
last,
the shit kicked out of
I
him.
found you, Alexia. Come with me. You're responsible for the creation of the T. Veronica virus. And now the only existing sample is in your body. I want it. Now!
You want it? You are not worthy of its power!
Whoa, what power!
So yeah, no slow-mo Matrix punches. Wesker just gets the shit kicked out of him. So to start this fight, just pop her immediately, and then run to the far side of the room, then fire off 2 shots so that you can resume movement as soon as she recovers and she's about to throw more blood. And then on the 3rd, you fire off 3 more shots because she won't be able to attack you before that. Fortunately, the Magnum is actually quite fast. It is the fastest Magnum in the entire game, or in the entire series. I believe it is faster than RE4's Killer 7 even. It's not very strong though. So the shotgun, you can actually snipe these guys from down the way. I'm not really sure I've actually caught that on video, but there's a trick called Sleight Shotting, where basically you have the shotgun, and then you aim. When you aim, there's an animation where you are raising the gun from shoulder to a lot higher, from shoulder to high, and then whenever you fire a shot in between that, then you're able to hit headshots from a far away distance with the shotgun. I tried not to do that deliberately in this video, I guess, because I wanted to keep it simple. Seem to be blanking on where to go. I guess the reason for that is because I wanted to be able to get all the key items in one segment. What even was I doing in this part? We can't open that door there. Once you grab the 2 jewels, then the zombies here respawn. There's really nothing else that we actually have to use the submachine guns on, for the most part. So we're just gonna use them on zombies instead. We do need the shotgun though. This is literally the same puzzle as on disc 1. I'm not even sure why this is a thing. Although I just realized that the mirror in the, what is supposed to be Alexia's bedroom is shattered. Like, I just saw that the mirror was shattered, so it's possible that Alfred busted that mirror so that he wouldn't have to see himself while he was pretending to be Alexia. Because you'll notice that when he looked in a mirror and saw the makeup on his face, he freaked out. So now we have all the items needed to complete the game. What we're gonna do lastly is go get the key card from Claire and then save the game. Alexia 2 is quite RNG, unfortunately.
Claire? Is that you, Claire?
Chris?
No! The door won't open. Hey, is Steve with you?
Steve, he...
Listen, Claire. We have to get out of here immediately. Can you unlock it from the inside?
No, I can't. There should be a self-destruct system somewhere. If you activate it, all the electronic locks might be deactivated.
Everything is pretty clear from this point on, so really we're just heading to the save room. I didn't really have much of a reason for doing this. It's just a little Easter egg, I suppose. But now we need the bowgun, the explosive arrows, the shotgun, just basically whatever guns we can get our hands on. But most specifically, we need the shotgun, the bowgun, and the grenade launcher for the Alexia fight, because there's going to be a lot of weapon switching. The Magnum is also no longer useful. So the last segment is just Alexia. Decapitating zombies, obviously the most consistent strat, goes without saying. Reloading the shotgun, equipping the bow. And also the code, well, I mean, it's not on the back of the CD case or anything.
course. Come on, let's get out of here.
What are we gonna do?
Okay, turn the key clockwise simultaneously on 3.
Got it.
One, 2, 3.
The safety valve will not be released until charging is complete.
I'll keep her busy. Just go for the emergency elevator.
Chris, but...
I can take care of this. Just go.
You have to make it. Don't die on me.
Advancing this phase, just shoot her once. With any gun. So for phase 2 of the boss fight, we're going to run to the corner behind Chris's back, then spin around and fire like 3 bowgun bolts. 2 actually. And then we're going to equip the shotgun and aim down and blast these little guys as they show up. Hopefully we don't get vomited on. But in general, you have to do it in about 13 bowgun bolts, I believe. 12 or 13 is enough to shift Alexia to the final phase of the fight. Explosive arrows have the highest DPS against Alexia. And because it's such a random fight, obviously the faster you kill Alexia in this case, the better. But you need to use the shotgun to take out the little guys. And for this final phase, we're going to grab the linear launcher. And the strat that I do for the linear launcher is this. Alexia will fire off 4 volleys of fire. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in between that, I fire once, and then I get ready to move again. Unfortunately, if you aim directly at her, she will just dodge the shot, so you kind of have to hope she hits a wall. But if you're fast enough, then you can actually fire off 2 linear launcher shots before having to move again. 1, 2, 3, 4, aim, shoot, shoot. There's really not much you can do against Alexia in this fight. I don't know if there's like a setup to get her to not dodge linear launcher shots, but I generally just spam it at her and hope that it hits. So like 4 shots, 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is.
always keep my promises.
Chris, promise me. Please promise that you won't leave me alone again.
I'm sorry, Claire, but it's not over yet. There's still something we've got to do.
You mean...
Yeah, it's payback time. We've got to destroy Umbrella. Now, let's finish this once and for all!
So as you saw with the original Dreamcast version, there's no additional Wesker fight at the end. And also the ending music is different. It's very happy. This ending music is so Sega. I mean, come on. This is so 1990s Sega. But anywho, that was Disc 2 No Damage in Code Veronica. Sorry I wasn't able to get it done in a single segment. I mean, I've been kind of sitting on these videos for a while, and I've been getting like 5 comments a day asking where the part 2 was, and well, unfortunately I wasn't able to do it without saving in a timely manner, so this is what you get. I hope you don't mind. But I'll also be uploading another speedrun very soon. At least a PB. I don't think I'll actually go as far as to commentate it, but I will upload the no commentary version in the Twitch VOD. Other than that, well, that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, you like what you see, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that bell, as they say. And also please check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/CarcinogenSDA. I stream there just about every day, as it is my full-time job. I'm not sure what my next project is after this, but say hi, YouTube. Oh, I guess I'll give a quick little rundown of like the ranking system in Code Veronica. So in order to get an S rank, you have to clear the game without any saves except for the one in the middle whenever you switch discs. This save is present on all versions of Code Veronica, and it will not take up your save count. You also have to clear the game without using any first aid sprays, and you also have to give the hemostatic medicine to Rodrigo. For some reason I didn't have a memory card in slot 1. At some point, due to popular demand, I think I'll probably do some playthroughs of side games such as Mercenaries in Resident Evil 3, Battle Game in RE1, and Battle Game in Code Veronica. But because I used a bunch of first aid sprays, and because this is the US version of the game where the max rank is A, and because I saved the game a bunch, the max rank we're getting is a B. Wait, I didn't use any first aid sprays. Whatever, it's still a B. B is the max rank I got. Hopefully one of these days I'll be able to clear this without saving. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and check me out on Twitch. Catch you later.